3406.
Hi all and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another radio from Tidradio to show you. I know that some of you have already ordered it. There are pre-orders in Tidradio's website, and I think it's a very promising radio. A lot of people are expecting this. So let's have a look at it and see how it goes. So before beginning, let me take 1 second to thank Tidradio for sending me this radio to test and review. It's the much awaited H9. The TD H9 radio, which is known to be a mix between the TD H8, which was a 10-watt radio from Tidradio, and the TD H3 Plus, bringing both of 2 volts in one radio. This is an excellent thought from Tidradio going forward, because the H8 was a powerful stable radio of 10 watts, and the H3 Plus is a radio with frequent additions to its firmware, bigger flash memory, higher CPU, so the radio is much faster. But the important thing about the H3 Plus is the constant firmware upgrades from Tidradio, because they add new features, they get feedback from the users and fix things, so that's a very good thing from a company that produces radio that we all buy. Now, the H9 has the best of both worlds. It's a bigger, like the H8 radio, it's a bigger size, a normal size, bigger radio, but with expandable firmware. It's 10 watts, and the attention given to the software, to the firmware, to say it correctly, is exactly the same as the H3 Plus. So we have fixes, we have expandability, and this is a great thing, I have to say again. Let's have a look and we'll talk about the features as we go. So this is the 2-pack H9 radio. You will find it at Tidradio website. I can't remember exactly when Black Friday ends, but you might be able to get a code to get some discount. If I find something, I will put it in the description of the video, as always. So this is the twin pack that is sold from Tidradio's website of the 2 H9s. Of course, there is also a standard pack with 1 radio. Let's see what's in the box. We'll start from the easy stuff. Okay, 2 rubber ducky antennas. I think it's the classic ones. Yes, it's like the ones in the H3 and the H8. Okay, we have 2 USB-C chargers, of course. As I have said in previous videos, the USB-C now is a standard, which is a great thing. Okay, we have lanyards, 2 clips for the radios, okay, of course. Another good thing, there are some stickers here, I'm not quite sure what they are, to say the truth. But another good thing here, there's an Allen key to attach these screws. Okay, a nice addition, a nice thought from Tidradio, I have to say that. And here we have the H9. Very nice. Okay, so outside, let's have a look at the battery. The battery is, again, like the H8, has a clip that secures it in place. (2,500 milliamps) the battery, very good as a capacity. And here we see the TD H9, output power 10 watts and stuff like that, the serial number and so on. Okay, and on the outside, okay, it's like the H8 but upgraded. A thing that I first noticed was the addition of the orange line here on the power button. And I have to say this because it's one thing that I always notice about radios. You know, each one of us notices different things about radios, and this is one of the things that I always noticed in the radios that I got in my hand. The problem is that when you have a knob here that is all black and the same, you don't know if the radio is powered on just by looking at it, and this is an important thing for some of us. So I always, when I got a radio, for example, this is the H3 Plus, that didn't have that mark, I always put a mark with a white marker to know which side is the on and the off. This one has it already, which is great. It's the little things, sometimes it's the little things that you notice. Okay, we have a button up here. I guess it's for the alarm function, usually is this orange button here, a LED over here, and here we have also, I hope you can see it on the camera, a GPS logo, which is part of this radio. We have a GPS on this radio, and another thing that I'm sure you know, if you have followed up TID Radio's announcements, this radio has APRS. And I have to say a configurable APRS, which is an important thing. We'll see about it later. So continuing with the external, the classic Kenwood plug over here. Of course, as the H3 Plus, we have a USB-C port here for programming and upgrading the radio. Another great addition to easily use a USB-C cable and don't need custom cables for Kenwood plugs and mess with various chips and cables that don't work. I have to say that the Kenwood plug and all the cables, if you have a good FTDI cable, as I say to all my previous videos, then you won't have any problem with Windows. It's a very stable upgrade to do and programming through the Kenwood plug, but USB-C, it's much easier for most people, so it's a great addition. And also we have another USB-C port here, down on the battery, for charging, and a LED light here for the battery to show if it's charged or not. So we have two USB-C ports, one on the body of the radio and one on the battery. And on the other side we have the PTT button with a nice orange outline and two buttons below it which are programmable, obviously. So this is about the external of the H9, and let's power it up to see what's inside. Okay, obviously I have passed some frequencies in to test the radio. The classic and configurable screen of TID Radio like the H3 Plus. Right now I have it to the legacy layout, I like it better. We have the power meter up here, as you can see GPS icon over here, battery, and our memories here, VFO-A and VFO-B. Okay, now the buttons on the front. We have Bluetooth button, a separate Bluetooth button, I press it and Bluetooth turns on, because of course the H9 is configurable and works without master. We have a B switch for the two VFOs, and we have the VFO and memory switch in another button down here. Pretty easy and pretty handy to have all those buttons separately and not have to long press stuff to go to menus and stuff like that. Especially those two buttons, AB and VM, are the most wanted ones, of course, as you understand. Now, I won't go yet to the keyboard and the long presses that we have here. We'll see that in a moment, but let's have a look at the menu. Okay, the menu follows the menu system of the H3 Plus, with some additions of course, but if you know the H3 Plus, and you can check also my video about the H3 Plus, you will know that the menu system is almost the same. So nothing new here except the new additions that we said, GPS and APRS, but of course we have an extensive menu to everything else. Radio settings, let me scroll through so you can see them. We have squelch, step, Vox, timeout timer, Roger beep, keypads and power save, dual watch of course, yes we have dual watch, and from here you can configure, oh no it's not here, but backlight, voice, brightness, power on display. Okay, let me see it better here. Display, from here you can configure if you want the single VFO, dual is the modern interface, and the classic is the one that I have now. NI edit, this is the DMF code of this radio. Display type A and display type P, if we want frequency number or name a number, well I always put it to name. DTMF ST, PTT delay, language, alarm mode, side tone, tone burst, talk around, FM interrupt, PF1 short press and PF1 long press. As I told you, these two buttons are configurable. So let's see what's in each one of them, all the options. We have here, if we want to set it to none, so no function, FM radio, GNSS switch, this is the GPS switch on or off, tone, alarm, weather, that's for NOAA channels, PTT2, so this will act as a secondary PTT, a very important feature for me. Odd PTT, this is for the odd master, and we go back to the top. So right now I have set it, the PF1, this one, I have set it as a secondary PTT, so the long press won't work, as you understand. It's cancelled. Exactly. But we have PF2, the button that is under it, in which we can configure again short press and long press. I have the FM radio, the commercial FM radio. And in the long press I have, let me see, what do I have? The alarm. Okay, I will probably put the cancel squelch in the PF2, so we open the monitor. This is the monitor, the classic monitor in radios, the opening of the squelch. So yes, we have it here. Factory reset, of course, I'm not going to do it. Breathing LED is this one up here. You can configure how often it will go on when the screen goes off, that is. Microphone gain, interesting and good to have. DTMF speed, DCD, I'm not sure what this is, but I'll check it. The hold, DRSP modulation. Oh, okay, we have AM and FM modulation, of course, like the H3 Plus. For the channel we are in, I guess. 200TX, important for a lot of people. 350TX and 500TX, you can turn those options off or on. Menu color, I have it in red right now. You can switch it to anything you want from in here, from the available options. Okay, let's go to red. And we're back to the top of the radio settings menu. The next one is program channel. It is about the channel that I have programmed in and is right now in the VFO. So there's nothing really exceptional to see in this menu because it is about this channel. Okay, channel name, TX power. We have, of course, 3 settings of TX power. Busy lockout, call code, PTT ID, scan and scramble, offset, hopping. Yes, and this is the RX sub audio, and TX sub audio is the CTCSS and the DCS values if you have one set. Analog set, frequency calibrate. We're gonna see this, I hope, in another video more extensively if we need to. AM volume level, nice addition, okay. And here we have radio info, TD H9, and APRS info, as you can see here. Again, it's about the firmware. Have to go down, okay, scan mode, time and stuff like that. I always put it to time, I don't know, it's my personal preference. SIG DCS, this is for scanning for codes. You know, if someone transmits and you know the frequency but you don't know the code, you come here to this menu and activate those to catch the code on the air. I don't have the antenna on, so there's no point doing this now, but you know what it is. Hang time for scanning, for the time. Scan frequency, this is catching a frequency that transmits in your area and you don't know what it is, or any frequency that is transmitted around, okay? Frequency range. Oh, here's a pretty big frequency range, 136 MHz to 600 MHz. This came from the factory. I guess you can change it, but of course, yeah, it's pretty wide. Spectrum. Yes, this radio also has a spectrum analyzer. I really love these things in the new radios because they are having more and more features, and it's great to have them. I mean from the factory, not with messed up firmware or third-party firmware, okay? It's very good to have more and more features since we can now. So we're going to see the spectrum analyzer later, and we're back to the top of the scan menu. Next one is Bluetooth, of course. I have shown extensively the Bluetooth menu in the TD-H9 Plus, and also I showed how it works as an external Bluetooth speaker, connecting to my phone and making it like a headset of the phone, so I could see the incoming calls to my phone to the screen of the H9 Plus. I guess the same thing happens here because I see all the same values. We have Bluetooth on and off. We have the mode. Well, I have to turn the Bluetooth on first. Okay, and now we can go to Bluetooth mode, receiver or emitter. Yes, most usual is receiver, of course. Bluetooth name. As you understand, this radio also works with the Tidradio external Bluetooth PTT. We have seen it in the video of the H9 Plus. And here is the pairing. Pairable, it searches for devices and which devices we have paired. At the moment we have none. OD PTT again with the Bluetooth if you want to use it with Odd Master. OD mode, local, forward and full. This is for the Odd Master one more time. Bluetooth internal mic and internal speaker. This is for when we have a Bluetooth device connected as an external PTT or a speakerphone, if you want also hear the internal speakerphone here, or if the internal microphone will work, or only of the external Bluetooth device. I suggest to turn them off, the internal ones I mean, and use the external ones, of course, when you connect it to a Bluetooth device. Maybe it's better. Mic gain, speaker gain for the Bluetooth. Bluetooth pin code, this is for the pairing, and reset, of course. So a full-featured Bluetooth menu here, very nice. SMS, we have seen this function again in the H9 Plus. As I told you, the similarities with the H9 Plus are 99%, okay, 98%. I will lower it down because we have GPS and APRS here, but the similarities to the software, to the firmware are very, very, very high. And this is nice because the H9 Plus has a very nice firmware, so we get the firmware from that radio, the pocket radio of the H9 Plus, and we put it in a bigger 10 watt radio. That's excellent thinking from Tidradio, and I have to say that. GNSS is the additional GPS menu. Okay, we have it on. GPS info, antenna, okay, of course we don't have a fix because I'm inside my room right now. Position, how it displays, time zone, always remember you have to set that to your time zone for the GPS to function correctly, otherwise it won't. You have to find which UTC time you are on. Here in Greece at the moment we're UTC +2, so I set it to UTC +2. In summertime we go to UTC +3. Just saying. Now, speed unit, yes, kilometers per hour, not mile per hour. Distance unit, of course, and altitude. Fixed longitude and fixed latitude. Fixed altitude also. Wow, I mean, we have all the parameters that we need to set a fixed location. This is easily used for the APRS function, as you understand, the ones of you that know how APRS works. That's the GPS menu. Site type. Here we select if the radio is fixed and using the fixed coordinates that we saw before, or it uses the GPS to get its location. Perfect. And down here we have the APRS menu, which, as I said, is an almost complete APRS menu. It has almost everything we need. APRS switch on or off, of course. Okay, let me turn it on. Perfect. Beacon set. Yes, call sign. This is my call sign. You have to set your call sign here. Okay, we have a different kind of input system and menu. I think I saw that again in the H3 Plus. Let's press OK. The SSID, of course, you have to set your SSID, and this is, I have set it to 7 since I am mobile. SSID symbol, yes, primary and alternate. Custom info, if you want to write a message to be sent with your APRS packet, something like a comment or a message at the end of the packet. Icon settings, okay, you can select the icon, actually the symbol that translates as an icon to the APRS system, and you can then see that icon to APRS.fi website. So here you can set this icon, and we have mic e start and mic type. Route 1, you know how to set the APRS routes that your packet will travel, how the repeaters will receive it and send it out. So we have wide 1 here, and of course the count. So we have wide 1-1, that's what it means here. Oops, I got out. Go. Okay, we have also route 2, wide 2. Yes, I have set those values to be as I need them here, and wide 2-1. And here we have again for the APRS packet, at the end of the APRS packet we have various reports which you can turn on or off if you want. So you can send your voltage to the APRS system, the voltage of the radio, the satellites that you have on, the mileage you have traveled, and that's it. You have to understand that this is a very useful feature, because if you are traveling and someone is tracking you, you have given your position to someone to track you for an emergency. So this system automatically sends the APRS packet, and from there they can read your battery status, if you have a good GPS coverage, how long you have traveled, where you are, so they can reach you if necessary. Very interesting features to be added to the APRS packet when traveling, hiking, or anything else, and you need to be tracked for some reason. Beacon type, PTT linkage. Okay, this is if the beacon of the APRS is connected to the PTT, so it either sends automatically or every time we press the PTT, obviously. Timed beacon, yes, this is the automatic send of the APRS. I have it to on right now, and here is how often it will be sent. This is in seconds. Okay, I have put it to 30 seconds, but this is a very low value. You can set it to 60, 120 seconds, which are better values, or even more, 5 minutes for instance. You don't want to wear down the battery of your radio. Relay set, this is for distributors. I have to set it to check it more. And here we have an advanced setting for the APRS. This is for receiving APRS data. Another interesting feature in this radio. Here I guess we have both channels. The question marks mean that we're receiving on both VFOs. TX for the APRS, I have set it to channel B, to the VFO B at the moment, because there's where I switch my APRS frequency on. PTT priority, yes, if the PTT has a priority of the APRS automatic send. RX decode tone, this is for the reception. TX tone, on or off. We don't have here in Greece, so it's off for me. And beacon auto pop-up. I don't know, I guess this is some display feature. We'll have to see it in action sometime. Beacon list. Here's what it has received. Nice. Okay, these are received by this radio, my call sign when I set an APRS packet from another radio. And of course APRS reset. And we're back to the top. Right, so about the keyboard that I told you in the beginning that we'll see some more things. There are actually 3 shortcuts that I want to show you, at least for now, or 4 shortcuts, I think. Yeah, so let's have a look at them. Number one is long pressing the number 1 button on the keyboard, which if you do starts the frequency scan. Okay, we have seen this before. It was in the menu and it starts scanning for frequency transmitting nearby to pick them up and display also the code that they might have. So this is by long pressing 1 in the keyboard. Okay. Now another shortcut is number 3. If we keep pressed number 3, long press, we have the standard channel scan or frequency scan if we are in the VFO. As you can see, it goes through my channels and I press it again to stop. Alright. And another one is number 7. If you long press number 7 on the keypad, you get this spectrum analyzer. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Lovely. Of course, I hope to see them again in some other video in more extent, but you know this spectrum analyzer, we have seen it before. Very nice. And the 4th shortcut that I have to show you, just to know where it is long press the back button here. If you long press this, you get into the GPS menu. Of course, you have to have your GPS on. Right now it doesn't have any signal because we're inside and there's no clear sky. So you get to the GPS info screen quickly from long pressing the back button. Right, so those were the shortcuts that we have so far in the front keypad of the radio. Just to remind you again, it's long press 1, long press 3, long press back, and long press 7 for the spectrum analyzer. Okay, so we have a first preview unboxing of the TD H9, a very interesting radio that enters the market from Tidradio at the moment because it has all the good features from the H3 Plus, the expandable firmware and the updates that are coming to it. And also it has a very fast CPU, big memory, it has the strength and the power of the H8, so it combines the best of both worlds. And additionally it has APRS and GPS. Well, those things go together most of the time, so it has GPS, that's the first important thing, and secondly it has APRS, which is configurable, which is great, because we have seen other radios with APRS which is fixed and doesn't really do that much, but this one is configurable and that's a good thing for those who use APRS. Now before closing this video and this unboxing and fast review, just to say that I don't have the CPS yet, it's not released by Tidradio, we'll see it in another video when it's released. So at the moment that's all for this radio, but before closing I will do just a power metering as I do to all the radios that I receive. Right, so let's check the power on this. We have high power on both VHF and UHF. I am at UHF at the moment, 70 centimeters, 445, 500 megahertz, and high power, I remind you, let's see what we get here, it went up to 9.7, 9.5, really close to 10 watts. Great, steady performance. And let's see the VHF, 2 meters, 145, 560 megahertz, again in high power, 10.5 watts. Great. Lovely. So as it's advertised, 10 watt radio, TD H9, the newest addition in the Tidradio series, a combination of the H3 Plus firmware and the H8 power. I am sure that it will be really popular. That's it for now, a quick unboxing and review of the TD H9. Thank you for watching. Press like and subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.